Laker fans, it is December 3rd, 2018. Lots of catching up to do since I took a little sabbatical last week. Sometimes even baby broadcasters burn out. I am Rachel A. Smith, your hostess and first woman in force behind my channel, the RAS.Laker Girl, your proper Laker news resource for everything Lakers, of course. So it's week 8, Monday, and we have the new NBA Power Rankings, which turned out very well for the Lakers. Number 1 is Toronto Raptors, 20-4 record. Last Wednesday, they had a huge overtime win against the Golden State Warriors, quite a nail-biter and perhaps a precursor to some playoff action. They're an isolation-heavy team, something the Lakers need to work on. I talk about containing players. That is where they will get the best practice for the Toronto Raptors. Number 2 spot comes the Milwaukee Bucks. Ooh, they got a 15-7 record. They did have a couple tough losses last week against Charlotte and New York. They're an unapologetically outshot shooting team. They just hit those threes like crazy, supposedly. I haven't watched enough of them to see how it goes. But and they, of course, have that Greek freak. But something else the Lakers need to work on defensively and why they've been really closing down that defensive game more and more as the season progresses. So number 3, we have the Golden State Warriors, defending champions. They have a 15-9 record. Steph Curry's return to full play and practice. DeMarcus Cousins, he has begun full practice, and Draymond Green is out a few more games for a bad toe. But they seem to have pulled it together. This is what championship teams do. And it's also kind of like those first quarter season blues. A lot of the teams are looking a little ugly at each other these days. Number 4 spot in those power rankings, we do have the Clippers. They have a 15-9 record. They were number 2 last week. They did have a couple games where they had trouble closing out, and they did happen to lose to the Mavs on Sunday night. Number 9, our beloved Laker boys sit nice and cozy, breaking the top 10 spot with a 14-9 record. So what have they been doing to get this done? Well, yesterday before the game, Lakers did come in the number 2 spot defensive rating team in the league in some sort of category. Who knows? It was just a sign that things are going well defensively for the team. And they also have a 7th in defensive efficiency. Again, defense is just going well. Who needs to explain anything these days as long as the defense is getting better? And it shows with the games we've been winning. So what have they really been up to? Well, on Tuesday last week, Lakers gassed out in Denver in the Mile High City. 85-117 loss. They're not the first team to do so. A little bit of an ankle tweak and scare from Lonzo Ball in that game, and really it just really deflated the Lakers even more. Thursday, Lakers had a game against the Pacers at the Staples Center. Despite a pretty ugly second quarter drop, they did win that game 104-96. It was a nice close for LeBron, at least I thought. Friday, Lakers also at home, back-to-back at Staples Center, this time against the Dallas Mavericks. Terribly slow start in the first quarter, terribly lumbering, sluggish. It turns out they might have been learning because they continue to win every quarter thereafter, and then the game, 114 Lakers, 103 Mavs, and for the 3rd win in a row, yesterday, early game, 12:30 p.m., the Lakers took on the Suns. Like I said, I thought it was the best game of the week. Lakers got to a very slow first quarter start. But in the second quarter, they outscored the Suns 40-15 points. Kyle Kuzma had 23 points for the game. Beasley had 14 points for the game. Nice to see him back in rhythm. 11 rebounds by former Sun and newcomer big Tyson Chandler. Lakers 120, Suns 96 in the end. And let's all celebrate new kid Mo Wagner. Got his first points in the NBA ever, and he actually got 10 points for the game. Congratulations, Mo. So where are they now? So this actually puts the Lakers in an astounding number 5 spot in the Western Conference. Some people had them at number 2, but I really had them at number 6 or 7, so they've actually outdone everyone quite well. They got that 14-9 record. They've broken the top 10 in the power rankings, as I mentioned a moment ago. LeBron James, our top scorer. Kyle Kuzma falls behind him, with BI behind him. Lonzo Ball continues to slowly improve on both sides of the floor. He's kind of chugging along, so we need to be patient with him. Rajon Rondo is still out. So that, that birdie finger I said he broke was actually the bone in the hand attached to that middle finger. It's quite an injury, a gruesome stitching top to bottom of the hand there. He did start 3-on-3 scrimmage practice this week, so there is progress going there. However, Kuzma and BI have taken over the point guard position in the second unit, and they looked really good as the week progressed. For the 3 home games that we did win, they get that passing game going again, that triangle feel of offense that really does work for the younger players and gets the energy up for the whole game. It actually gets up some of that defensive energy and be able to pull some offense from that defense as well. It just does really good things for the energy of the game, and it's really where the Lakers kind of fall short, is getting all that energy going together as a team. So they're really pulling that together on the young core. And Lakers, how is our games breaking down? So they start really slow. They almost lose the first quarter in the games they do win. I don't really have a problem with that as long as they are learning or acclimating to the game and not just digging a big, giant, deep hole for themselves that they can never get out of. One thing the Lakers have shown is that they can take a 20-point disaster and come back and actually either nearly win the game or win that game. So let's just not get too far behind with that, but it's actually been working for them. They just make sure they win the half. The first half, they have a third quarter run off with the second unit, basically exhausting the heck out of the opposition. And then they lock down the team defensively in the fourth quarter. They only scored, I believe, 21 points against the Suns on Sunday in the fourth quarter, but they held them down defensively and basically keep that opposition under 100, get their own 100 plus, and you've won a game. So that's the Lakers' plan. Other than that, the Lakers do have a Wednesday, December 5th game against the Spurs. That is an at-home game. Then they will take on a back-to-back away game again against the Spurs in San Antonio on Thursday. And then on Friday, they will play the Memphis Grizzlies. That'll be the first time they're playing them. We'll take a look at them as well. The Lakers have beaten the Spurs beaten the Spurs before, which is a very good indicator of their ability to win this upcoming game. It's one of the things I like about these boys a lot. Of course, we'll take out Memphis later this week. And yeah, I think I've done enough damage for today, thrown enough numbers at everybody. But the point being, the Lakers are just doing fine, and they're exactly where they should be, quietly just climbing up the charts and doing better and better every game. You don't want a target on your back like Golden State Warriors have. I mean, they can barely get along with each other right now. I can only imagine the arguments about who gets to sit next to the window on the plane, because it was getting that bad. I mean, I'm not saying that actually happened, or I read that actually happened, but it just was that bad that it seemed like those were the fights the team was having to break up to bring them together. But the Lakers are doing just fine and dandy, everyone. And remember, that's a 14-9 record for the first quarter of the season. I will get back to you before the Spurs game Wednesday. Thank you for watching again. My name is Rachel A. Smith, and this is my channel, the RAS.LakerGirl. Please like, subscribe, comment, and have a very good evening. Stay warm, California.